welcome back to my channel. Today I did not plan on making a video. As you can see, I'm in my pajamas and I had the intentions on staying in the bed all day. So I'm undecided if I'm going to clean up this area. As you can see behind me, it's a mess. I may clean it up. I may decide to clean it up. I may wait until tomorrow. I did get up earlier to go out and do some returns at Sephora and Ulta. So I will show you those items, but the purpose for this video really doesn't have anything to do with makeup. My anxiety is really high today, and normally when I'm feeling like that, I have to come and do something in my beauty area. So whether it's cleaning up or reorganizing palettes or my overall setup, I just have to come over and do something, because this is the only place, or one of the places, that is just for me. I can come in this area and I have the peace that I need to get my mind right and think about, you know, what I'm going to do for the next week, or what I need to do as a mom, and just different things like that. So this will basically be more of talking, just basic life conversation, more so than makeup. But I'll go ahead and show you the items that I did return and the additional items that I picked up. So we'll start with Sephora. In one of the earlier videos, I did have a Sephora concealer that I purchased. And this one is in the shade Chocolate Truffle. So this is a darker shade than the one that I originally had. So this was what I exchanged. But I did also pick up some Natasha Denona minis. So I did get the Bloom Highlighting Blush. This is what the packaging looks like. And then this is the actual blush. And I may need to adjust my camera to show the actual shades. And this is the packaging. And then the second one is the Diamond and Glow. It's a mini as well. I think these are so cute, the way they open up. And it's like a purple and silver. And I think these were $19. And then from Ulta, I had the Milani Screen Queen Natural Finish Foundation. I think somehow, I don't know if I selected the wrong one or I was just sent the wrong one. So I was sent for 10. I can't remember the shade name, but it was really light. So I did exchange for my correct shade, which is 480 Spice Toffee. I thought I was 420 because the shades look a lot different, I would say, online than in store. So once I got there, I realized that 480 is the shade best to me. And then I already have the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer, but I did pick up a luminous one today. And so I'm going to try this one out next week, because I like the other one that I have. And then I picked up one of the Tree Hut Sugar Scrubs. It's the Shea Sugar Scrub. This is Moroccan Rose. And those are the only items that I have, or new items that I have today. So I probably, hopefully, once my Beauty Bay package gets here, I won't makeup shop for a while. But we'll see how that goes. But again, I wanted to just have a conversation. I experienced something today, and it just made me realize how blessed I am and just how I'm able to deal with certain things. So initially I had been really down because my doctor, told me that my therapist told me that I am a person who does not grieve. So being that I've lost my dad, my grandmas, a couple of uncles, just different relatives, and more recently, one of my younger cousins and my best friend. I was thinking, I'm handling this well. I'm able to, I've grieved the people that I love, and I can just move on. And it's just a mechanism, I guess, that I set up without really knowing that I was doing it, to make it to where that I could cope and survive to move forward. And being told that I had to understand that it doesn't mean that I didn't love those people. It just means that I processed it a little bit differently. So in me processing it a little bit differently, I think that I'm not or have not healed the way that I should. And then in that same breath, I don't think you can actually heal. But whatever the process should be, or whatever the norm is, I'm not going in that direction, according to my therapist. So I kind of ran into someone today that I did not know. And if anybody knows me, you know that I talk to people, random people that I don't know. Like, I never meet a stranger. I'm going to find a friend somewhere. And so we were just in the stores, just going about our day. And I ran into someone that recently lost someone. And I guess, like myself, therapy is kind of one of the things that they're thinking, okay, well, if I do this, this will kind of help me a little bit in dealing with what I'm going through. And I tell people all the time, like, you can't tell someone else how long they should grieve, how they should grieve, because you're not that person, and you didn't love that person the way that they love that person and the way that that person loved them. So you can't tell people how to experience things. But my takeaway from that conversation is that you have to be able to accept the fact that, I'm not in a good place. I'm not dealing with this well, and I can't mask it. Like, I need to address whatever it is, and I need to deal with it. For me, it's a little bit harder because I've had a lot of traumatic things to happen to me. And in our culture, in our race, we're often told, like, you shouldn't take the things that were done to you as a child or when you were younger into adulthood. You're grown, man up or woman up and move on. That's not true. You can take it and you will take it. What's important is how you carry it, though, how you deal with it. So I am a person who feels like, yes, there were some messed up things done to me. And still to this day, like, there are things that are being done to me. But it's how you handle those situations. So that's in dealing with everyday life. That's in dealing with people that you have lost. That's a part of everything. So it makes it, for me, my plate is a lot, or most of us, our plate is full, because you have to be a parent, right? You have to work. You have to be a sibling. You have to be a daughter or a child. You have certain hats that you wear in life. And sometimes it's kind of hard to juggle those, and extremely harder to juggle it if you're grieving somebody. So because I've set up this barrier of, okay, I lost this person. I'm hurt behind it. I cried, but I'm going to keep going. Because I've built that up, I don't really know how to take a moment to say, okay, let me just live in whatever I'm in this moment. Yes, I'm going to move from it, but let me live in whatever this is. So that's one of the things that I'm working on within myself. So I'm learning to deal with the things that have happened to me, to deal with the things that have happened to people that I love. And now I just got to try to figure out how to handle it. You never get over it. You're never going to be over losing somebody that you love. And that's the struggle, right? When you lose somebody, you're like, okay, it's been a year later and I'm still feeling the same way. Unfortunately, that's life. But what I'm grasping now is that we're all going to leave here, whether we know it or not. We don't know the actual circumstances, but we're all going to leave. So what I'm trying to do is prepare myself, prepare my family, prepare my children, so that when I do leave, I'm leaving something. because we don't know when we're leaving. And I know that, you know, me leaving is going to be, anyone leaving is going to be hard on their family. But we need to be able to build that support system that we need, and we need to address everything that's going on with us. Don't let anybody make us feel like, oh, no, you can't say that around this certain person. Oh, no, you can't be in that moment. You have to do this, and that. Because you have to do what's best for you in order for you to thrive, in order for you to survive, in order for you to be able to move forward. So it's just so many different things in my life that I'm realizing now at the age of 43. And it's like, damn, why didn't I realize this like 20 years ago? So some of the things that I'm doing to kind of help me, I have not taken the medication that I was prescribed for my anxiety. I did have a really bad panic attack the day before Thanksgiving, and I had to stay overnight in the hospital for some additional reasons. But that kind of was an eye-opener for me. And it's making me realize that, one, I can't take on any additional stress. So I tend to take on everybody's concerns. My coworkers, people that I supervise at work, my family members, my friends, their friends, like everybody. I take on everybody's situations. I'm learning to do that, or trying to be in the process of being concerned, but not taking on that weight, because I have enough weight, right? I have enough weight on my shoulders. I have enough going on just for me. And it's not being mean. It's just saying, okay, I hear you. I'm concerned. However, right now, I can't change that situation. I can pray for you. I can be here as your listening ear. I can talk to you. I can motivate you, but I can't carry that weight. And so with that, that's a part of me coming full circle with everything that's just going on with me. So as I sat here to come in here and move things around and clean up or whatever, I'm like, no, you know what? Who is feeling how I feel? It's a lot of us that's feeling how I feel. And some may be afraid to address it. And that's another thing that's wrong with our culture. Like, you should have at least one person outside of God that you can call and say, hey, this is what I'm going through. That person may not be able to change your situation, but sometimes just to release to someone, it makes you feel better. That's one of the things that I miss so much about my dad. Like, most of the things that I had going on, he couldn't change, because they were dealing with work. They were dealing with my children. You know, none of the things were really financial, because anything financial, he would be like, okay, I got it. It wasn't financial. It was just me needing somebody. And that piece of me is gone. So now, having all of these things going on, what do I do with it? So you have to make adjustments when you lose people. Sometimes I would talk to my best friend. She's no longer here. I would talk to my sister, my children, my fiance. But there's some things you just can't tell certain people. Because again, you have to be careful with what you give, with what you release, because you don't want to give those burdens to anybody else. So it's just, I really don't know like how I got to this point. Again, I thought I was grieving people. I cried. I'm sad. But I don't live in that grief. I feel like, or felt like, I had to move forward. Oh, I got to go back to work. Like, I can't be sad. I have to get my mind right, because I'm required to do this, that, and that. 2020 and 21 has taught me that my job is not as important as I thought it was. Like, I love my job. I feel blessed to have my job. But there are other things that are more important than my job. When I lost my cousin, I was actually at work. And that morning when I woke up, as soon as my feet touched the ground, something said, call him. And that's not a regular thing for me. Like, we don't talk like that. Like, I would see him and I would make sure I tell him I love him. He would come over sometimes and lay in the bed and just do different things. But that particular morning, something said, call him. That day I had a new assignment at work. So I started on my assignment and I did not call. That bothers me to this day. And I don't know how to handle it. I'm dealing with it the best way that I can. I have so many unanswered questions, as well as everybody else. I'm sure his parents, everybody has a lot of questions. But that's the question. That's what bothers me. The day that my best friend passed away, or the day before, she called me. And we were kind of playing phone tag all day. And I was busy planning my daughter's party. But I said, okay, we're getting a hotel tonight. So I wanted to call her and ask her if she wanted to go to the hotel with us. We ended up, things just didn't go as planned. We were supposed to check in the hotel at 3. I think we ended up checking in like 11:30 that night. So it was just crazy. So I didn't call. I didn't extend the invite. And the next day, she passed away. That bothers me. And it sometimes gets the best of me. But I try to think of things as things happen the way that they're supposed to happen. I try not to beat myself down too much because I need to still do the things that I need to do. But in that, I still want to celebrate and embrace those people, those moments, how special they were, and still be able to do the things that I need to do. So that's something that I'm going to work on for the next year and however long thereafter that I need to. But however you're feeling, don't keep those feelings inside. Don't keep things bottled up. You got to release it to somebody, even if it's just talk to God. Like, make sure that you're releasing that, because stress harms your body and it'll do so many things. Like, I'm having issues that I never thought I would have health-wise. And at first it was bothering me because I'm not a person that lays around. I'm used to being able to clean up in one day and not be exhausted. Walk my neighborhood and not be exhausted. So just some things that I once took for granted, I'm not able to do anymore. But I'm learning that I need to get back to that place. And in order for me to get there, I have to start with the root of everything, which is me. I have to take on me and all the layers, all the concerns, all the issues that I have to take it on. And in doing that, I am surrounding myself with positive people. Sometimes you have negative people. They're just negative for whatever reason. They can be family, they can be friends, they can be coworkers, it can be your supervisor, just different people in your life. And it's hard to detach from people that you love. But if you see that person, whenever they're around you, like they're always giving that negative energy, like the whole aura changes when that person comes around, that's the person that you need to distance from a little bit. You can love people from a distance. When I was younger, I didn't understand what that meant, but now I do. It doesn't mean that you don't love that person. It just means that you love yourself more and you're trying to do the things that you need to do for you. And in certain situations, it's okay to be selfish. That's something I'm learning too. It's okay to be selfish and do the things that you need to do for your healing. Because if you're not well, if you're not productive, if you're not doing things that are conducive to your health and wellness, then you won't be able to be there for those people that need you. And so that's just the journey that I'm on. This was the mindset that I was in, that I've been in all day since having that conversation at the store. And it just bothered me. And I'm like, you know what? Let me say something to let somebody know, because somebody is going through what I'm going through. And it's not an easy journey. Like, every day you encounter different things. And I'm just learning to focus on when I feel myself getting overwhelmed, when I feel my anxiety rise, and I'm like, let me focus on something that is going to bring that back down for me. And right now, one of those things is makeup. So in the beginning, I kind of found found myself, excuse me, having to explain to people why I do this and why I do that and why I purchase this and why I purchase that. I don't feel that need anymore because this is my area. This is my piece. And whatever I have to do to make me happy, that's what I'm going to do as long as it's not harming anybody else. So if your takeaway is nothing else from this video today, it's just to love on you. Like figure out what you need to do to better yourself and just love on you. Spend that time and just love on you. Part of me loving on me is going shopping. Part of me loving on me is going to the nail shop. Part of me loving on me is lighting my candles, running my bubble bath, and just staying in the bathtub, listening to my music. That's my time. That's the time that I get to reflect on everything, and I decide what I'm going to take on and what I need to put on the back burner. Because you can't tackle everything at one time. Life is what you make it. We haven't had the best of times for the past 2 years or so, and some of us further back than that, but we still here, and we have to embrace what we are given and figure out how we're going to deal with it and move forward. So I love you all, and I hope this actually helps someone that may be in the same situation. If you have any comments, concerns, questions, please put them in the comment section below. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe, and of course turn on your notifications. Good night.